Good morning everybody, welcome to another video. It's about 9:30 now and I'm out down this rather swollen but tiny little river once again. Bit of an update for you. You haven't seen me for 3 weeks if you check out the dates on the videos. That's because I've had pneumonia. I got pneumonia for Christmas, which is a lovely present, but slowly getting better. It's been about 3 weeks since I've been out. I've been sitting at home getting cold turkey as well as pneumonia. But could have been worse because the rivers have been absolutely terrible, certainly in this area. This river in particular has been well over these banks here. I shot a little bit of footage on my phone the other day. It was horrendous. It was in the fields. It was 2 meters up, which, you know, for a tiny little river like this, it's crazy. It was well in the fields here. As you can see, it's a long way down now, but it was right up here. And the Avon, well, I live 200 meters from the Avon. At the moment, I live about 100 metres from the Avon. It's well up. I would like to get down there, but need it to drop certainly at least 3/4 of a metre before that's really fishable. But the weather's gone cold again now. It's absolutely freezing today, but I do feel a bit better. I've been left with a bit of a cold, which my wife and kids have got as well. But my pneumonia is pretty much gone, I think, now. Fortunately. So yes, first time been out for 3 weeks. Now I'm hoping with this little river we can drop in a few slacks and perhaps pick up a few chub, maybe even nice roach, who knows. But it usually fishes quite well when it's up like this, but we had a cold night last night, so who knows. A bit of good news as well. Since I last saw you, the channel's got a couple of new patrons, so thank you very much to Ollie and Tony for signing up. That's absolutely fantastic to get you on board, and really appreciate your support. And of course, many thanks for the support of the other channel patrons as well. It's absolutely wonderful. So to today, what I'm going to go with, being as there's about 3 inches of visibility in this river, is I'm going to go on the feeder. I'm going to use those tiny little Preston feeders that I tend to use. I'll stick all the information on all the stuff I use down below. But yeah, I'm going to go on the little Preston feeders. I've got my Dower power mesh, £1.25 12-foot rod there. My Dower GSBR 3000 reel. Some Matrix Horizon X, I think it is, mono. Again, I'll put all the details of all this stuff down there. And my standard running ledger rig on here, which I'll link you to up there. If you want to see how I tie this up, much easier to show you at home than when my hands are freezing cold on the bank. Right, enough waffle, let's get down here and have a go. Now, I haven't run you through baits. Very simple approach today. I've got some mashed bread, you've probably seen there. Got some mashed bread, some bread for the hook. I have brought with me, because they're a wonderful bait when the rivers are up or have been up, are worms. I've got some worms with me as well. So we'll just have to see what works. I'm not going to give it too long. I'm not going to push my chest. Yeah, it's on the mend, so I'm definitely not going to push it, but did fill up to perhaps a couple of hours. Yeah, I'm just going to fill these tiny little feeders with a bit of mashed bread. We'll drop into a few likely looking places. See what happens. This river's usually fairly predictable after a decent bit of water's gone through like this. The fish do tend to get in the slacks, as is often the case, but they do take a bit of time to get out of them as well. I would certainly expect to find them in the slacks today. We got a bit of one down here. It's not ideal, but certainly be a good starting point. A bit of flow pushing under that raft there, but I do have the occasional fish out of this swim, so I thought it was worth dropping in on the way past. God blimey, big black clouds up there. It's not supposed to rain this morning, but hopefully it doesn't. Now the swim normally fish down to this raft from is not there at the moment. So I've come a bit closer than normal. We'll just drop it into that bit of slack there. I'll give it perhaps 5 or 10 minutes. Perhaps 10 minutes. It's probably not going to be too many fishable swims today. or swims where we're likely to catch anyway. Oh, I had what seemed like a bit of a knock already then. May just have been the feeder moving. Certainly something going on. It's one of those days today, I think, we'll drop it on the nose of a fish. We should catch them. I've got some very cold weather on the way, but weather without rain, which would be good. The rivers can run off a bit. Perhaps even get a bit of winter trotting in. Well, if they were knocks earlier, I've stopped. I'll try a cast just a little bit over towards that flow. All the flow's on the far side there. I may be sat just in that crease. Yeah, it's definitely a lot deeper there. We'll just have this one more cast in here, I think, and then we'll move on. I think we'd have had a bite by now if we're going to get one. Just worth trying a worm for a couple of minutes. Generally fine with these smaller rivers. You know, if you haven't had a bite or an indication within 5 or 10 minutes, you're probably not going to get one. It's just a case of moving on. May just be a bit too turbulent in here, to be honest, today. You see how far up the river's been by all the stuff in the trees. And the fish may well have moved and not returned yet. So next up, this nice little run I discovered last time out. There was a bit of a raft here, but that's not here anymore. There's a bit of an overhanging tree, as you can see. We'll see if it'll produce again. And I say this time of year in these conditions, certainly not time to be exploring new swims. Can do that when you've got some decent conditions. I came to this river as well today because, to be honest, the other ones around here are not really very fishable. The Avon certainly isn't. A lot of the tributaries are still up. Hopefully we can have a bite or two in here. It's not pushing through too fast in here, fortunately. That looked like a tap already. Just a little pluck. Alright, that was definitely a bite. There we go. Well, this swim produced again. God, what a gentle little bite. God, decent scrap. Trying to get him away from the swim. And hope of getting another one out, but I think he's probably done for us there. Well, that's cracking. What a gentle little bite. Oh, that's a nice fish. Wonderful. My first fish for 3 weeks. Boy, that feels good. God, it's only just nipped in the top lip there. That's wonderful. I'm really pleased with that. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, brilliant. That's wonderful. Right. I'll keep him down here in this very deep landing net. So he's got plenty of room to move about. We'll see if we can get another one. That was very quick. That was a very quick bite. Brilliant. So we may struggle. He was putting up a right scrap in that current and I couldn't move him out from under that bit of cover straight away. So he may well have scared all his mates. But it's definitely worth another 10 minutes. Oh, what a find this swim is. And so I found this swim, if you've seen the last video, I found this swim then. I actually sort of made it. There wasn't really a swim here. But it just looked nice with that bit of cover. Sort of sitting between 2 trees here. As you can see, spin you around, just see the couple of trees. They're just clearly like it here. There's just a nice pace to the water through here, even with this much water on. Just finding that nice paced water that they're happy to sit in. Clearly. I'd say it's a little bit of a learning curve, the height of this river, because I've had to change gauge a few months ago. So I'm a little bit sort of feeling my way at the moment, like I say. I did think that there would be a bit more pace to the water than there is. This is just nice, this flow through here is just a nice pace. Let's make sure he's alright. I think he's probably done this swimming though. He's charging about under that snag. Right, let's have a move. A few swims I want to try, preferably before the sun comes out. Right, I'll get this fella back. Back you go, chap. Wonderful. Right, onwards. No, that's it. I'm going to call it a day at that. It's been tough going. But it's been so nice to get out again. It's been fantastic. Really, really enjoyed it, despite the bitey wind. It's it's been very enjoyable, and we haven't blanked, which is fantastic as well. But I did think. Well, I knew really that we were a little bit early on this river to catch it bang on, but. I did think perhaps we'd do a little bit better than we have. But I fished a lot of swims, and a lot of swims that I know are decent as well. And really that one bite, that's it. So, yeah, we've not blanked at least anyway. Caught a fish, first time in 3 weeks. Fantastic. Now, as I mentioned, this river is probably, the Avon's still very high at the moment, but this river, probably in a couple of days, if it keeps running off and there's not any rain due, should be in much better state, I think. It's going cold, so the water temperature is going to be dropping. But aside from that, I think it's going to be in a better state, certainly, than it is today. So I think we'll try and get out in a couple of days' time, back on here, perhaps a different stretch, might try upstream, or there's another nice stretch downstream. So we'll perhaps try one of those and see if we can winkle out some nice chub and roach. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that, and it's nice to be back, I have to say. Tight lines, enjoy your own angling if you get out there. Many thanks to the channel patrons, both new and old, and I'll see you all again very soon.